So if you're the type of person that does jiu-jitsu, you know that the sport is actually kind of gross. One, it's super touchy and you gotta be comfortable cuddling everyone around you. And you have to be okay with sharing some DNA, some bodily fluids, some sweat, and some other yucky things. So I'm gonna go through my 7 top tips for hygiene for jiu-jitsu. And as a female, I think it's better that I talk about this because I'm probably a little bit cleaner than some of the dudes, and I know what it's like to be turned off a sport because it's kind of gross. And I believe if everyone followed these 7 rules, more females like myself would get into the sport and not be turned away, because it is a little yucky. And if it wasn't for geese and it wasn't for doing the sport in the winter in a club full of girls that was a little bit cleaner, then I probably wouldn't have continued with the sport if I went to some of the gyms that I have been to. Tip number 1, all you guys should know this by now, and that is shower. Please make sure you shower before the session. Now if you're doing a 6 a.m. morning session, it means when you wake up, go shower. Even if you know you're going to be doing a workout, you're still a little bit smelly from the night before. If you're doing a midday session and you showered before, then it can pass. But if you're doing an afternoon or evening session and you've been at work all day, you've been collecting sweat, you've been going out the heat, especially if it's in the middle of summer, then make sure when you get to the gym, you jump in the shower, or you jump in the shower before you go to training, because no one wants to be stuck with the smelly guy on the mats. And the same goes for brushing your teeth. If you wake up in the morning, brush those teeth before you start rubbing your face up against mine. And if you had something for lunch that has a little bit of garlic or onion, give those teeth a little bit of a scrub. Number 2, wear flip-flops or shoes off the mat. This is like a basic rule, right? But you'd think everyone would follow it, but we don't. How would you feel if you grabbed like someone's foot and just like rubbed it all across your face after they went to the toilet, or just go onto the bathroom floor and then just like rub your face all over the floor? It's kind of gross. Now if you're going to the bathroom and you're walking back on the mat and do not put flip-flops on, that's exactly what you're doing. You're making me rub my face across the bathroom floor or all on the streets, and it's kind of disgusting. So I really recommend the second you step off the mat, it's hard. Sometimes I do this as well. Sometimes after between training, I'll go to my water bottle and I won't actually put on flip-flops. But if I'm walking into the bathroom, I am putting flip-flops on. And I see, I've even been to clubs and coaches have not been walking onto the mat and walking on and off the mat without flip-flops. Some clubs actually make you wipe your feet before you go on and off the mat, and that's really good for hygiene. But please get a really good pair of easy flip-flops and wear them on and off the mat. I do recommend gyms should actually have spare in case people forget this or aren't wearing flip-flops, just so they don't walk into the bathroom. And I do not want to have your feet on the floor all across my face. Number 3 is you don't want to be the smelly guy in the gym that no one wants to roll with. Some people do sweat more than other people, but if you don't smell, it makes it a little bit easier to want to roll with you and want to be covered in your sweat. Now, washing gis. When you wash your gi, make sure you wash it after every use. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to use it tomorrow. It doesn't smell that bad. Please make sure you wash your gi. I do recommend stain remover, and if you do have a lot of body odor, or it's the middle of summer and you're in Australia or like Brazil or somewhere extremely hot, then I recommend soaking your gi. And with your no gi stuff, if you train in places that you always smell bad afterwards because of the sweat and the mats weren't that good, I always make sure I soaked my no gi stuff. Now when your stuff gets that, it's called a jiu-jitsu smell, and over time your tights and your Under Armour and your underclothes start getting a jiu-jitsu smell. That is the time to get rid of them. Don't just think that because it's already got a little bit of a smell and then you go into jiu-jitsu anyway, that's fine, because as soon as you start sweating, I get to smell that smell, and that smell rubs all over me and it is really yucky. So please don't be the smelly guy on the mat or smelly girl, and make sure you soak and wash your clothes correctly. I will do a video on how to wash your clothes correctly if you guys want. If none of you guys know how to do your laundry properly, we are all adults, come on people. Number 4 is a rare one that I actually don't see very often, and that is washing your mouth guard after every use. Now, I get lazy with this sometimes, and I do not wash my mouth guard all the time. Sometimes I will leave the gym and I forget to go straight to the bathroom after training and wash it, but it actually gets a build-up of all this crap. Now this is a custom mouth guard, and so it does have all the grinds on my teeth, and there is a build-up going on already, even though after training I do rinse it in the sink quickly. One more thing I recommend is at least every month you give it a proper brush. Now have your own little toothbrush and give it a full-on brush and scrub. If you're really good, do it weekly, but this thing is going back in your mouth and you don't want it to be building up of grime and gross and dirt. Like, you'll pull this off sometimes and you'll have a hair, like a random hair, just hanging out in there, just chilling, and you really hope that it's not a pube. You should just hope it's not a pube. But you get random hairs, you get random things in here, you get build up of blood. Mine is tinted now yellow from the amount of times I've been hit in the mouth and it's got stained blood. So mine is due for another really good scrub. It's got enough stained blood. Also, on that note, if you drop your mouth guard on the mat, do not put it back in your mouth. Take it straight to the washroom, give it a rinse, and then when you get home, give that a good ass scrub, because the last thing you want is staph inside your mouth. I've never seen it before and I do not want to see it. That'd be really gross. Number 5, after you finish your session, I recommend, especially for people who have skin conditions or breakout Easter like I do, as soon as you finish your session, go to the bathroom, wash your hands with soap and wash your face. A lot of gyms have paper towels, or take your own towel, and make sure you're not leaving the jiu-jitsu germs on your face and on your hands, because when you finish training you're constantly doing this and you're sweating and you're wiping it and you're touching, and some people go out and then go eat a burger and they've still got jiu-jitsu all over their hands. Make sure you go quickly wash your hands and wash your face at the same time. Wash your mouth guard. Number 6 is after training sessions, make sure, this is for girls in particular, make sure you wash your hair. Guys would generally wash their hair straight away when in the shower because it dries, but us girls will try and aim for like 3 to 4 days with that hair washing, but your hair does get kind of gross. I do try and plan my schedule, my hair washing schedule around my training, and I recommend you doing the same. On the shower note, one thing I didn't say before is when you are showering, I recommend using defense soap or like armbar soap, one of those soaps that actually take off the bacteria, take off the like bad bacteria and stuff on your skin, the germs, but won't kill the good bacteria, the microbiomes that are building up on your skin. So you'll kill the bad stuff and not the good stuff. So after jiu-jitsu I use a defense soap. I use a liquid form, not a bar soap form, because I feel like it's gonna be a little bit better for me, but use that after every time I do jiu-jitsu, and I try my best, it doesn't always happen, is to wash my hair after training. And number 7, like it last, you guys should all know this one, but not everyone does, is make sure you cut your fingers and toenails. Now the reason for that is because you will scratch people, and if there's already staph or there's been a staph outbreak on the mat and you scratch someone, they're gonna get there's a chance of them getting staph, and it's really not a fun journey. I've had staph 3 times from yucky jiu-jitsu mats. It's been like a mosquito bite or something, and I've had a cut from nails, and just within a week I've been on the mats and I've gotten a staph infection. And a staph infection means no more training for at least a week, and that is not fun when your body's feeling fit and healthy and you have to take antibiotics, which is, one, you should not be taking antibiotics if you don't have to, but if you have staph you kind of have to, and it means you can't train, which is a bit of a bummer. So making sure you cut those nails, because sometimes you don't realize, but you're grabbing someone's neck and they're pulling away and you're just scratching. A lot of times I'll see I have like people got like toenail scratches in their feet or on their hands or on their body. I'll have random scratches just from people's nails. So more than likely your coach has nail clippers on the desk, or just ask him, or someone around usually carries a pair of nail clippers. So keep your toenails and fingernails nice and short. Thank you guys so much for checking out my video on 7 hygiene tips for jiu-jitsu. If everyone did this, like I said before, I think more people will be encouraged to do the sport, because I think a lot of people turned away from the sport because it's kind of gross in a way. Like there's a lot of body contact and a lot of, you know, sharing bodily fluids and dealing with a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily be that close to. But once you get over this and once you deal with people who are nice and clean, it does change that a little bit. So try and stick to these 7 things as much as possible, as close as possible, and it'll be a little bit better for everyone else on the mat. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for checking out my video. I'm going to do a quick video soon on the grossest things that has happened to me in jiu-jitsu. I have a nice list going on, and I have actually just moved apartments. This is my new little office space, and I want to do some funky things on the walls behind me. If you have any cool quotes or anything you think I should put up, let me know in the comments below. And a bunch of cool little new things coming up. I'm gonna do a little bit more videoing now that I've officially moved and I've got a little bit more of a routine going on. So if you haven't already, press that big red subscribe button right there. Pretty sure it's right there. Maybe it's there. I think it's there. And in the meantime, keep being strong, happy, and healthy. And keep showering.